on, princesses, we're back with another video. Navigating friendships once you're 30, because we all know that like bitches become weird. I'm kidding, but yeah, we all know that friendships change and no one tells us how to navigate them. So let's get into it. Rule number 1 will be accept change as normal. Your friendships are going to change. Just accept that change is normal. I'm sure even if you're in your late 20s, you're probably already experiencing that. You know, post college, you notice that friendships change, because when you're in college, everyone is right there. It's so easy to continue to cultivate that friendship. When you're out of college or in your 30s, whatever, everyone is pretty much living their own distinct lives, and you realize that you have to not take it so personal. Okay, I think the biggest battle is realizing not to take it personal. Now, however, if you are constantly calling a friend or texting a friend and they never hit you back, of course you can't, I'm not saying don't take that personal, because you might have to address it, but like more so, people evolve. You're evolving. You're not the same person you were when you were 21. You're not the same person you were when you're 25. You're not going to be the same person when you're 40. So I think you have to understand that like you're not the same person, that person's not the same person. Don't take it personal. If you notice the dynamic is shifting, I think it's very healthy to address it. There are times in life where you do have to be a little confrontational, obviously not in an aggressive manner, but I do think you should address it and say, hey, I noticed that like, you know, things have been a little off between us. Just wondering, like, are you, first of all, ask if they're okay. Ask if they're okay, because everything's not about you. So make sure you're asking, are you okay? Like, that should be your first question. Then you can kind of like dive into some of the little, I guess, issues you're having or concerns you're having with the said person. But I think the biggest thing in your 30s is to understand that change is normal, and you should be able to learn how to navigate that in a healthy way. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. We've all experienced that, and we're all experiencing it as we speak. But it's just as seasons change, God will bring people that you're probably closer to in some seasons, and then closer to others in another season, and then you're gonna have the select few that you maybe are close throughout all of the seasons. But just understand, it's nothing personal. Change is normal. I think you have to learn to let go gracefully, be open to reconnecting maybe with some friendships that you probably thought were a dub, or you thought they were dead at one point, but maybe be open to reconnecting. And then also, like I said, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. I mean, it's hard not to, but I think it's only hard not to when there's so much time in it, you know what I mean? Especially if you feel like you've been a certain type of friend to that person and then you feel like you're not getting that in return. I totally get it, but I think if you can accept that life is always going, and some of us are carrying more than what appears on the surface, if you can give some grace, I think it will go a long way. So that's number 1, accepting things are normal. Number 2, I kind of just touched on it, but you have to communicate openly. So I know some people tend to avoid confrontation, maybe even in their romantic relationships as well. Excuse me. But I do think you can learn a lot from just communicating and stating like what you need as a friend and then what you're willing to give, and understand that person's perspective as well, and see what they're willing to accept or give back in return. I just think that a lot of times friendships may die due to lack of communication, and just kind of like, I feel like people, I don't want to say we choose to be offended sometimes, but if we can realize like life is not all about us, like yes, this is our life, so we are the main character in our lives, but like that person is also the main character in their life, so they're gonna put themselves first. But I think if you can communicate like, hey, like I feel like you hurt me when you did this, or I feel like you hurt me when you don't do this, or maybe you haven't been checking on me, but I feel like I'm always one reaching out to you, or vice versa. I'm just an advocate for communication in that way, so just communicate. Now, if you're communicating and nothing is changing, I think that may be a time where you may need to reevaluate what you're willing to accept from a person and be willing to walk away if need be, if you feel like it's draining you. But I do think that in your 30s, friendships require grace. Okay, grace, because we're all trying to figure it out in our 30s now. Some of them got kids, and then it's not the same. Obviously, you can't expect the same dynamic when y'all were 23 roaming the streets. So do with that, with what you made. Okay, next, I think you need to keep making new friends. Okay, so I get it. Some of y'all like, oh, like I've already gotten married, I've already done this, so like I have my girls for life. That's cool. If you're content, hey, love it for you. But I will advocate and say that I do think that it's always nice to have new friendships, new perspectives coming into your life. It helps you grow as a person. Don't be so closed off. I would say ways to make friends, maybe to just go to a workout class, I think now they have like the run club in some cities. Go to your apartment's little gatherings. Just try new things. Shoot, if you have children, join the freaking PTA, and then you don't have to go to every meeting, but like the meetings you can go to, go. You know, meet the fellow mothers. If you're looking for other parents who are mothers, other friends who are mothers, and you feel like no one in your immediate friend group is a mother yet, you know, hang out with the fellow children's at the daycare as parents. I don't know, but you have a responsibility in it as well to find these said friendships that you're looking for. So there's opportunities. I think what it is that some of us get so caught up in, like, it feels forced because you realize that you have to put yourself out there and you're not used to having to put yourself out there. Like, you never had to do that for friends just happened. But now in our 30s, with everyone kind of like set in their ways, or like everyone has something to do, you realize how like intentional you have to be to seek those relationships. So especially if you're one that doesn't get out much, I think it's good for you to break your daily monotony of like, oh, I work from home, I don't really step out, go step out of your comfort zone. Places like Bald Kitty here in Houston, and a few other bars, maybe like on Washington Ave or like whatever, I think are good places that you could go alone and successfully meet someone. Obviously, you will have to talk to them, so like whatever helps you have confidence before that, do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, if that means, you know, making sure you look nice, put together, so that you have the confidence to speak to someone, then do that. But yeah. Oh, also, you can volunteer. I mean, I kind of touched with that with the PTA thing, but like, what are you interested in? And then find out, like, then go to those places. You know what I mean? Like, if you are someone who loves to like go out and turn up, hey, okay, go find these friends in the lounges, in the clubs. Like, everybody, especially because like Houston is such a melting pot now, like so many people have moved here, you are bound to find other people who are looking for new friendships as well. Even if you're in a smaller city, you're gonna find people who want to make friends as well. Like, even if they have their own crew, they can invite people into their crew. I've done it. I've met someone and be like, hey, come hang out with us, like, and now she's close to everybody. So you might find people like me outside who are like, hey, yeah, cool, like, come hang out. Like, so you just never know. You never know. Check in with yourself. So ask yourself, what do you need now? When I say that, by the time you're in your 30s, you've probably experienced maybe at least one heartbreak in your life, whether that be from like family, friends, romantic connections. But I think it's good to check in with yourself and ask yourself, what do I require from people who want to enter my life? What do I require? What am I willing to give to anyone I want to, you know, have a relationship with? I think it's good to check in with yourself and not be in denial. So write down. I'm a big advocate for journaling. I think you should write down what you feel like is missing in your life at the moment, and understand those things. Understand it, so that you're not necessarily looking for someone to fill a void, but you understand your shortcomings, or you understand what you're missing, and so you are making cautious and conscious decisions about what type of relationships or people you're willing to let in. Also, when you see them red flags in a person, understand those flags are not going to magically turn green. So when you see that someone is maybe flaky, there's no point of trying to go and be their friend and then being disappointed every time. We already saw that they're flaky, girl. Like, they're just a flaky person. That's a part of their characteristics. Like, they are flaky. And I don't know, maybe they haven't, no one's told them that they're flaky, but I feel like people should be self-aware in their 30s to know that they're flaky. Like, people will like, if I was flaky, I feel like I would know. Like, I don't know. I know, like, for example, I know I can come across kind of direct, and like, I'm aware of that. So I wouldn't act like so like dumbfounded if somebody was like, oh my gosh, like, totally, what did you just say? I know what I said. I said it. So if the person is flaky, I think they know that they're flaky. So I think you either be okay with who they are as a person, but don't come in there thinking you're about to change them. If they change while they're your friend, hey, but understand people are who they are. And maybe they struggle with like time management. Maybe they struggle with like follow through, commitment, whatever that is. Please don't go make that your own burden to change them, please. Okay? So last thing I want to say is be intentional. We're adults. We know that if you want to hang out, we have to probably text and make plans a week out. But if you are that person that we text and we make plans a week out, please, if you know you're gonna like change it up, don't let it be every week. Don't be that person. Okay? Like, value that other person's time just as much as they value your time. Clearly that person values you as a person, and that's why they're hitting you up. But don't be the person who wants to be invited to the event and we know you're gonna flake, or we know you're gonna cancel, but yet you still want an invitation. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. After a while, it's like, okay, like my mind is not even gonna go to you. Like when I'm like scrolling through my contacts to like send an invite to, my mind is not even gonna go to you because I'm like, you're not gonna come. But like, you have to be intentional and try. Step out of your own comfort zone. If you want them friends, girl, like, you too, what are you doing? So yeah, those are just a few tips of how to navigate friendship in your 30s. And again, the main thing is change is normal. Accept it. Don't take it personal, even though I know it's hard. And make some new friends, girl. Like, there's people like me and many more who want to be friends. So love you guys. Can't wait to see you next week. Mwah. You're so beautiful, babes. Don't let these people tell you you're not beautiful because you're great. Okay, bye.